Right, let's bring in CBS News national security contributor and former FBI Executive Assistant Director for Intelligence, Josh Skule. He's now the president of the National Security Service. I believe it's Bowwave LLC. You can correct me, but what are your thoughts after not only hearing our talk with Ben, but the latest on what we know from this active shooter situation at FSU?
Well, first of all, your heart has to go out to the victims and their families. And the victims, as you reported earlier, we know there's 6 right now. We've heard of other kids being trampled in the chaos. So your heart really goes out to them and making sure that everybody hopefully is okay. Secondarily, I think it was a tremendous response by law enforcement, federal, state, local, and you're seeing really the resources of law enforcement come together. Unfortunately, trained too often in these scenarios, and we really, as a country, need to start thinking about how we're going to remedy these situations so they don't continue to happen.
Certainly. We had talked to Ben, and he wasn't really aware of any official protocol or training for students at the university in an active shooter situation. I mean, is that pretty typical where the university maybe just tries to put out helpful literature that could maybe offer some help in the dire case of something like this happening, God forbid? Or do some universities, to your knowledge, have more laid out plans, training drills, et cetera?
I'm quite confident Florida State University and their police department have a protocol associated with an active shooter plan.
For
Several years
students,
ago,
though, not for the department, for
I
students that they
understand.
communicate.
Yeah, they have protocols for the students. There's resources available for them to absorb. As far as training drills with the entire student body, I think that's probably unwieldy.
Okay.
I think there are resources and communications that go to students and what they should do if this were to happen, what to do, what not to do, and then this would be the actions by law enforcement in those scenarios to conduct. And undoubtedly, they're doing other exercises, but not always with the student body. That it would be nearly impossible to control. But I'm confident that those training protocols are in place.
Any final thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think, aside from the horrific incident and the initial reporting of, 6 injured, law enforcement and what they're doing right now is they are working to make sure that there are no other victims. There's nobody waiting to be rescued, that there's no support for this gunman, and then they're going to start to do their standard investigation. They're going to be collecting evidence, conducting interviews of friends, family, co-workers, and then looking at his digital footprint and really getting to the cause of what caused this shooting, and seeing if there is anything that they could have done to prevent it.
All right, Josh Skule, thank you very much for your time and expertise. We are
Thank
going
you.
to continue to monitor this breaking news situation, active shooter situation at FSU. At least a shooting suspect believed to be in custody, injured in the hospital. We know that 6 patients are in the hospital, 5 serious, 1 critical. We're working on getting more information. We'll have any more updates and more news on the other end of this break. You're watching CBS News 24/7.